Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And why no virtual background? Why no bar scene? Well, why no bar scene? Because I'm bringing the bar to us right here. It's Buffalo Trace. Really, it's hard to find whiskey at times. It's really nice. If you can find this, I will say this is one of those whiskeys that a little melt from the ice brings out the flavors. Not that I'm doing a whiskey review, just saying. So now, why do I have? And by the way, there's no live stream tonight. It's the fifth Friday. Fifth Fridays we don't do, you generally do live streams. So why is it that I am here with a bottle of Buffalo Trace? Why am I saying I've got my classic? This would actually have been, I think, a beer glass back during Prohibition. You get your short glass here, but I've got some ice already set up. Gonna pop the top on the Buffalo Trace. So I figure, oh, it smells divine. So I figured Buffalo Trace in a glass. Let's see if we can get the glass too. There we go. Nice amount, a little amount of whiskey in there. I figured I had two things to drink to, uh, kind of celebrate. One was some news I got earlier tonight. Um, Very good news. Uh, I'll let it involves my friend Don Semora. I will let Don himself share the news. But Don, the first sip of tonight's Buffalo Trace is for you. Uh, Good health, good life. Uh, may you may you bring true justice to your enemies and mine. Cheers. Ah, oh, that's good shit. And I figured the second thing I wanted to celebrate, because I backed this Kickstarter. We've play tested it twice with the Friday night group online. Shadowdark. Uh, Shadowdark has successfully funded. That was not a surprise. I had predicted amongst my friends that it was going to hit. I said 1.25 million, 1,250,000. Um, I don't know if you can see the number. It actually hit 1,365,000. Now, I consider myself a good judge of Kickstarters. I have a good feel for what's going to be successful, what isn't. And from the first day or two, I can have a good feel as to where they're going to land. And I saw the trajectory for Shadow Dark, and I was like, easily over a million. I was saying 1.25. Most people I knew were like, there's no fucking way. Well, it blew away my number. So, though, this was the price is right? It's the nearest price without going over. So, I think I did pretty well on that one. So, Kelsey, to you and yours, I am having the second sip of Buffalo Trace to congratulate you on an amazing Kickstarter, an amazing project, and more importantly, a fun to play RPG. Like I said, our Friday night group, the random party generator, a bunch of old grognards, a bunch of old bitter fucks. We played it 2 Fridays. The random party generator is every other Friday. We did it 2 Fridays consecutively with two different DMs. Both times had a blast, and it showed that even playing it pretty much by the book, two DMs are two vastly different methods of gaming, vastly different methods of GMing, were able to get full use from it. It was seamless. Now, would I make some changes to it? Sure, everybody makes changes to it. If you're an old school gamer, you take any rule set and you hack it up. It's generally what we do. Even my own rules, Continual Light, Swords of Wizardry, Continual Light, I hack those rules when I'm using them. And why is that? Because you're always trying to figure out, well, maybe this works better than that. We are, listen, Arena Party Generator is a bunch of game designers, GMs, strong personalities, and you found a rule set that we can unite around. Again, if you're old school, you're probably going to say, well, it's not perfect. Of course it isn't. What old school rule set is? And we keep on going too. Well, it's not old school essentials. Well, I was looking at old school essentials before I put this up, and old school essentials. Now remember they're the ones that came out and showed that old school gaming was viable. Now I'm not sure how much 160 euros is thousand, but I'm going to guess probably around 200,000 US. Now this is the original one, the Necrotic Gnome one. There were later Kickstarters for the rules. Well, what's with this, right? If 200,000 was enough for people to, I don't know, coalesce around old school essentials and say this is the game that I want to play, for companies like For Our God to step away from Swords and Wizardry and say we're gonna put our money, our old school publishing behind OSE and Castles and Crusades at this point. I think that Shadowdark is a very viable old school rule set. Is it OSR? I don't know. I can certainly, with 2 or 3 tweaks, make it into a rule set that is undeniably OSR. As it stands right now, it's a mesh of old and new. You know, that was it, long rest and a full heal. No, I don't think I'd go for that. But I have a couple of ways that I think I might do for it that I think might be interesting, which still keeps the extra healing, but not the full wipe the slate clean of 5e. But that's just me. But I do think it's very exciting. I think it's for the community at large that we have a rule set, whether it is old school or new school or a combination of the two, that raised over $1.3 million. Okay, the hobby is not dead. Wizards of the Coast is not the only thing out there. And actually, thank you, Wizards. I think Kelsey needs to give you a real thank you, because you boosted this Kickstarter more than anyone could have done on their own. Swear to God. I mean, there's all that talk about, oh well, she used Questing Beast and paid for advertising. I assumed that was an open secret about Questing Beast. I don't think that he makes it much of a secret. It's a business for him, right? But when people like Professor Dungeon Master, who don't do paid reviews, when people like me, I'm small, right? I'm not a big presence here, and I will tell you, it's a fun game, and it's a game that I can play without having to constantly refer to the rules. That says a lot. It really does, and it's something I think I can house rule into a rule set that's damn near perfect for me and my style. That also says a lot. So, to Don, to Kelsey, to the gaming community at large, they're all winners. God bless. Salute. And I will be back tomorrow with an episode of Gamer's Health. My wife, Rach, and I live stream 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to organize, might take a couple of weeks. We're going to organize a very special episode dealing with heart health, heart issues, something that I can speak about from my own perspective. We're going to have spouses. We are going to have people that have been impacted. We are going to give our own personal experiences and maybe put something together to enable us as a community to, I don't know, keep track of our our heart health and to keep everybody supported who might be suffering. So more on that as I have more on that. Still stuff in motion. Folks, as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. I will be back again tomorrow, like I said, 8 p.m. And as always, have a have a wee nip for the people that you care about and wish to celebrate. Cheers.